Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Women Entrepreneur Spotlight, the podcast for women entrepreneurs who have a story to tell, and sharing that story could help the next woman entrepreneur. I'm your host, Deb Lamata. I've been a wedding officiant for more than 10 years. I have a passion for helping other women in business. In today's episode, I chat with Cathy Leite of Cathy Leite Photography. Cathy shares her vast knowledge of photography and how she got started. I hope you find your takeaway from this episode of Women Entrepreneur Spotlight. For more information, follow me at Facebook at Woman Entrepreneur Spotlight and on the TTT Radio Network worldwide. I'm on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. every other Sunday. And without further ado, let's dive into this episode. Hi, I'm Deborah Lamata, and this is Woman Entrepreneur Spotlight. My guest today is Cathy Leite, owner of Cathy Leite Photography. Welcome, Cathy, and thank you for being here today. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm so excited to have you here. So I usually ask two questions to get us warmed up. If you could live or visit anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I like a lot of different places, but I think if I have to choose one, I love the tropics at heart. I'm like a tropical person. So probably somewhere like Key West or something. Like I could spend the rest of my life there.
Is there a particular place that you haven't been to photograph? So is there a person, place, or thing that you haven't photographed that you would like to photograph?
Not really, but you know what I would really love to do, honestly, is I would love to do weddings in Florida with the palm, the palm trees and just all the greenery and just, it's so beautiful down there, maybe by the ocean. I would love to do a wedding like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
As being a wedding officiant, it's always fun to do them at the beach. Yeah. What advice would you give your 16-year-old self?
A lot, but concerning my business, I would have told myself to start sooner, start the photography, because I always had an interest in photography, but I waited. I had my kids and everything, and I waited till they were grown to get started. But if I had started a long time ago, I would have been well established,
Right.
Sooner on. I think that's the thing. I wish I had started sooner.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. But you started, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Well, that's just it. I do photography. I'm also a licensed cosmetician, which I don't work at anymore. Yeah. But I have also done like color analysis for clothes and hair, which I also added in with my photography because I could tell people what they can wear, Of course. I've stopped that once COVID happened, though, because it was like you have to put these cloths on people and, you just couldn't share things with COVID. And I mean, that's it. I'm an animal lover. Absolutely love animals. Of course, can't have any because I'm allergic to them all. I had a bunny.
Gosh, no.
Yeah, that was all I could have was the bunny. Aww. And and that's it.
So what drew you to photography?
It's something I've always liked. Like as a child, I remember my first thought about it. I always loved wildlife, and I had this wildlife book, and I'm looking at the pictures that they took of the cheetahs and stuff. And I thought, gee, I really would love to take those photos. I mean, as much as I love the animals, for some reason, I just wanted to be the person behind the camera.
Oh, wow.
And and that's when it started. And then as a teenager, I bought a camera, and I was just shooting everything everywhere. And people are telling me my pictures look like postcards. And I thought, maybe I could do something with this, But then, I sidetracked a little while with the family. And back in 2010, I picked it up again. I bought a new camera and digital, my first digital one. And
nice.
I had a lot of fun with that. My daughter, she's the one that really helped me get started with my business.
Oh, cool.
She got me my first wedding. A friend of hers was getting married, and they knew it was my first wedding. So they were willing to have me, and I didn't charge them because it was my first wedding,
Oh, and, nice.
I'll tell you, to this day, I use their photos for advertisements. Some of the best photos I ever took. But I'll tell you, I really jumped into it because my very first wedding I did was a 25-person bridal party. So I really jumped into it. But
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to take pictures of everyone?
Well, you know how it is. Everybody just kind of lines up and poses. Yeah. So it didn't really take much longer, except Yeah, we were on the beach, so it took a while to get everybody lined. They couldn't hear me because of the waves, and I'm like, oh boy, but I was so happy with the photos.
Oh, that is awesome. Oh my gosh. That's like my first wedding that I did. It was like 150 people. I couldn't start small. I jumped into
Yeah,
into it like you
yeah,
did. It's like, okay,
yeah,
here we go.
yeah. We're just
Did
doing
you
this.
take any classes, or how did you learn your trade?
Yeah, actually, I kind of learned a lot of it myself, but I did take some courses. I took some online courses, and I took some courses at Tungus Community College. And I'm still learning. I still learn a lot online. I watch tutorials and things. I'm always learning new editing techniques and just everything. Just yeah, I took a lot of stuff on my own, but I did take some courses just to learn what I was missing. There was always some. How do you do that? How do you do this? So I
There,
did
there,
take some courses.
yeah, there's just so many things. I mean, I just take basic pictures when I do my weddings, and there's so many settings and different parts of the camera that I'm still learning. But so
Yeah.
I can't,
Yeah.
when I look at your photos, which are absolutely beautiful,
Thank you.
it just looks like it took nothing.
Yeah. Oh no, it takes something.
And then it
It
does
does.
definitely take
Yeah, it
something.
does.
Oh my goodness. And going back to that, your very first wedding, when you did that first wedding, is that when you really kind of got the bug to do it as a business?
Yeah, I mean, I already kind of had the bug. I was just waiting for the opportunity at that point. I started brushing up on portraits because I started with scenic stuff.
Right.
So I started working on portraits, taking pictures of family members and stuff, and I really wanted to get started. And that was the way I got my foot in the door, was that one first wedding. Otherwise, it's hard to get a first wedding if you've never
Yeah.
shot before. Not everybody wants to let a first time photographer in.
Right. But
Yeah.
it looks like you did well with your first one.
Thank you. Yeah, I loved it. They were happy. I was happy. So I was like, okay, good.
Right? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So do you prefer one type of photography over the other? Do you prefer your scenic versus portraits versus your weddings?
Each one is different. The scenic I really love because it's so stress relieving. It's so
Right?
nice when you're just going like hiking or something and you just take your time, or we'll drive around. I love to take pictures of barns. We'll
Oh,
drive
I love
around and take pictures. Yeah, it's very relaxing. I really love that. But I really do love the weddings and the portraits too. The weddings are nice because I'm giving somebody something really significant. It really
absolutely.
means something. They've got these photos for the rest of their life. I love contributing to that, something really meaningful like that. So I like them all in different ways.
And just with the weddings themselves, you give them a keepsake that they'll have forever.
Yeah,
So
yeah, exactly. And then that's what I love about it too, that it's important. I'm doing something important.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So what does a typical day look like for you at a wedding?
It depends. I mean, there are people who hire me just for 2 hours.
Oh,
And
wow.
then there are those, yeah, who will hire me for the whole day. I do get there like 15, 20 minutes early just to set up, get a lay of the land, see what the background's going to be, whether it's someone's home for like the bridal prep or whether it's at the venue, just to check it out a little bit. But yeah, 15, 20 minutes, just to, I really don't need that much when I first get there because you know why? I've already checked it out. What I
Okay.
usually do, yeah, is I'll schedule a day during the week that weather-wise is going to be similar to the day of the wedding. And
Oh,
I
wow.
go there. Yeah, they let me come in and I go there and I just shoot away. And I get all my exposures. I get everything
Oh,
before the
wow.
wedding. So I've got a plan when I walk in.
Now
Yeah.
I haven't talked to too many other photographers, but I don't recall any of them mentioning that they go beforehand like you to, and they
Yeah.
might.
Yeah. I like to do that. I like to have a plan. Everything goes so much more smoothly when you have a
Right.
plan. And so I like to know what I'm doing. And believe me, I've got it planned out. Like I've been there and I'm like, okay, and I'm going to put the bride and the groom over here and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. So, yeah, it changes up the day of the wedding because now you got all the people there and everything. But it works out really nice.
And we were talking before the interview about lighting. You're at the mercy of whatever the weather is that day. What is
Yeah.
it like for you on the day that it was supposed to be sunny turns cloudy?
Cloudy's great because you can shoot anywhere in cloudiness. On a sunny day, you have to find these places where there's shade, or at least a little less shade, because otherwise you get like really harsh shadows. One day I ended up in the spring doing a wedding that it just poured
Oh,
all day long. It rained and rained, but we brought the umbrellas, and you know what? They loved it. The photos came
aw,
out so nice because they said the umbrellas gave like an
yeah.
ambiance to the photos that they weren't expecting to have. They
Oh,
were
wow.
disappointed about the rain at first, but then when they saw the photos, like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad it rains. They were happy. So, we make do, with
Oh my gosh.
whatever.
And when you're doing like scenic, do you like the sun because it then reflects off the different elements?
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, time of day matters. There's like the golden hour, which is a couple hours before sunset or a couple hours after
Right.
sunrise. There are
Yeah.
better times. Noon is not the best time because that's when the sun is really high in the sky, and that's when you get all your really harsh shadows.
Mm.
Cloudy days for scenic. I love foggy days for my scenic stuff. Oh, you get
Oh,
such
yeah.
really cool stuff. Yeah, we
Oh
just
my God.
love to drive. Snow. Oh man, I love taking my snow photos. We have a lot of fun
Oh
driving
my
around and
gosh.
getting these shots. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. The passion that comes through when you talk about your photography is awesome. I love it. So let everybody know where they can get in contact with you while we're in a good place.
Well, I have a website, cathyleitephotography.com. They can reach me there. There's a section where they can email me, or they can get me on Facebook. I have a Facebook page, just Cathy Leite Photography. They can message me there. Or
Okay.
actually, I'm also on Wedding Wire and the Knot. Sometimes
Cool.
they'll contact me through that too, through an email there.
Oh, nice. That's really nice. So, this is one question that I've been asking other women entrepreneurs. When you started your business, and even now, did you have a business plan in place? Have you worked on a business plan?
I don't know that I had a real plan. I mean, I knew what I needed to do. I've owned little businesses before. I
Okay.
used to sell Mary Kay cosmetics. When I was a teenager, I sold crafts at my sister's beauty salon.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
always doing something. For whatever reason, I just like to have my own business. I like to be my own boss. And I knew it was needed. I knew I had to get the photography down. I knew there was a business end of it where I would need insurance and stuff like that. It was a learning process.
The other women entrepreneurs, they've either have something, planned in their head, or they have something solid on paper. And I
Yeah.
always say it's wherever, and it's always evolving. It all depends on
Yeah.
what's happening at the time.
Yeah. For me, it was in my head. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Did you have challenges in the beginning that you had to work through when you started the photography business?
I wouldn't say challenges really. Just a learning period. I had to get down all the poses, all the exposures, just getting used to working with a big group of people, in a wedding. Um, Honestly, I don't know if it was a challenge, just more like just overcoming and learning and getting the experience. Because now when I do it, it's easy now because I've
Right.
I've done quite a few of them, and
And it ends up being a learning experience too. The
oh yeah.
challenges, that whatever might be in the beginning that now can draw on. Did you have a mentor in your photography?
Yeah,
No.
not really. There was a friend who I could call and still call once in a while if I have any questions. His name is Roger Saul's Photography. And sometimes if I have a question like on insurance or something, I'll give him a call because he's very experienced. He was doing it for years and years and years. So I've got him. Otherwise, I learned everything on my own. I took those courses. I learned a lot online. Braved it
Yeah.
alone, sort of.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
a lot of solopreneurs, actually, that's what we all end up doing. We either
Yeah.
are online, or we might have one person that we call. We have a mutual friend, Kathleen, DJ Jazzy Cat. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
call her everyone, and
Yeah.
we've worked together on different things. So she is really good. And that's one of the things that I am doing with the Women Entrepreneur Spotlight, is putting together a network of women entrepreneurs. And I would love to add your name to that list if that's okay with you.
Oh, yeah. That would be fine, of course.
Awesome. Marketing. I know you have a beautiful website. I also saw that you have a new blog page. Well, why did you want to do the blog on your website?
I thought it would give people more of a little more info as to how the wedding day goes. I wanted to show like a specific. I don't have. If you go on my page, you'll see I have a lot of separate photos of a whole bunch of different weddings. I thought it would be a nice idea to just take one wedding and talk about it a little, give a little detail, show the pictures, how the day went. So that's why I decided to do that. I'm choosing, different weddings to do like a page on just that wedding.
Yeah, no, that's a great way to do that, because so often people, they hire you. You have your meetings with your clients to go through whatever you need to go through with them. And, I know we all, being there myself during a wedding, who you want your pictures with, you want this group, that group, and putting it on your blog is a great place to go to find the little extra tidbits. Did you have in mind too, though, with the blog? So many of us are doing blogs and, with everything else for SEO, for the Google search for search engines?
I think I must have included it. Yeah, it was a while ago that I did it, but yeah, my website kind of automatically includes those things. So there's a place to put all that. So when I first do it, they tell put all your keywords here and everything. And
I use GoDaddy, and the same thing that, there's an area to put all your keywords and everything. But the blog, they say just as another avenue to draw it into the search engine. And so with your blog and your website, what other marketing strategies do you use? I
have a good amount of success with advertising on Facebook. Yeah, I just did that in the spring, and I got so swamped for like 2 or 3 months. Wow. Just doing, portraits, not even weddings. It was all portraits.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, that works. And of course, the Knot and Wedding Wire. That's where I advertise my weddings. And that's how people reach me, that Facebook, sometimes through my website too.
Oh, nice. Do you use Instagram?
Yeah. I do use Instagram. That one hasn't done a whole lot for me. Yeah. But I do use it. It's there. I think when I advertise on Facebook, it also advertises on Instagram as well. It's kind of automatic.
Yeah. So, and they have a new platform now too. So hopefully that will, and it's supposed to be geared more for businesses now too. Okay. So it's always evolving. So what is the process of somebody hiring you?
Well, first they inquire. And then what we do is I can either speak to them over the phone or we can video chat. I used to meet them before COVID. But now it's more like a video thing or a phone or even just messaging. We get together, I get the details, I show them some of my stuff, my photos and everything, and they tell me what they need. And once they're ready to hire me, we have a contract. We sign the contract, send out invoicing and stuff like that. And I take like a 50% deposit, depending on, how big the wedding is, how long it is. Yeah. And then we go from there. Then I stay in touch with them. And sometimes they hire me like a year in advance, so. Yeah. On holidays, I'll pop in, Merry Christmas or whatever, just to stay in touch a little here and there.
Yeah, I do the same thing with my clients. Photography isn't just 9 to 5. How do you juggle your business and family and self-care time?
And that one's actually pretty easy for me. My kids are grown now. So I'm just here and, I just do it when I need to. I edit when I need to. But you know what? My family, my husband and my younger daughter, they're also my assistants. Oh, so oftentimes, when I'm doing my photography, it's almost like family time because they're working right alongside me.
Oh, nice.
Me with whatever I need, working my lights and stuff like that. So, we're together even when I'm doing my photography often.
Oh, that's cool. What has been the most unusual place that you had to go for a wedding?
Gosh, you know what? I don't think there was anything unusual, honestly. If I think back.
Or your favorite?
It's got to be the beach. It has to be the beach. I love the beach. I just did a family photo shoot during sunset at Silver Sands Beach about a month or so ago. Oh my gosh, it was so nice. The weather was beautiful. The beach, it's got to be. That's my favorite.
Oh my gosh. And Cathy is in Connecticut. I am in Delaware. I am a transplant from Connecticut. All these places that Cathy's going to mention are definitely in Connecticut. I did a wedding, one of my favorite weddings, and talk about fog, was at Kent Falls. At the top, It was a foggy day. And just real quick, the groom was Scottish. He wore his kilt. They had their children with them. It just all came together. And I was very leery thinking, oh my God. And it was misty. Not only was it foggy, it was misty. It was like the perfect Scottish wedding in Connecticut.
Yeah. Wow. That sounds really neat though.
It was. It was
sounds
really
like it was probably perfect. I bet the photography was awesome.
I got some great shots because I was the photographer that day. And it's funny because that's one of the things, photography isn't really my thing. I love taking pictures. And when I started my wedding business, some couples, it's just here in Delaware, you have to have witnesses. But in Connecticut, it's many times it was just a couple and myself. And I had no problem taking pictures. And I even do a video free of charge because I am not a professional. What was your biggest fear of starting your business?
Honestly, I don't think I had one. Just getting over the hurdle of getting the business down, all the legal stuff and the practicing, just gaining the experience, really. I don't really think I had a fear.
You have such a passion for your photography, so it's really not a business.
Yeah, that's true.
It's truly what you love to do.
If there was a fear, I wouldn't say it was at the beginning. Maybe it was. It would be nerves on the wedding day. Before I get there, it's like, oh boy, I got this big day planned, But I'll tell you what, once I get there and I start taking my photos, I just go right into my zone. I'm so busy concentrating on what I'm doing. I'm not even thinking about nerves or anything like that. I'm just doing it.
Exactly. Yeah. Because you really do love what you do. And that shows in the passion when you speak and in your photography on your website. What advice would you give to another woman entrepreneur just starting their own business?
I would tell them persevere. keep your perseverance. Sometimes it takes a lot of patience to get a business going. It takes, you're waiting and hoping it's going to take off. Perseverance. And if you have determination, you're going to do it. Determination just drives you. So I would say that, and persevere. Don't give up.
We were talking before I pushed the record button, and you were talking about you are a color analyst, which you used prior to COVID. You want to tell the listeners what that was, and would you do that again once we get back to a new normal?
Absolutely. Color analysis, it's where you sit the person down and you put these different cloths on them, different colors, and you tell them which colors are best for them to wear, which colors are best for makeup, things like that. And I used to do their makeup too. I would do their makeup in all their good colors, Wow. Yeah, it helps a lot with my photography too, because people are often like, what do I wear? What should I wear? And this way I'm able to tell them which colors are best on them so that they look the best in their photos. I love it. It's so much fun.
I'm learning new things from my guests, and I never even thought about a photographer putting that extra step into their photography, but it makes sense. I mean, you're the one with that camera. So you know what's got a shiny nose. Let's photo that.
Yeah. Well, that's funny because years ago, long before I was a photographer, like I said, I am a licensed cosmetician. I used to do the brides. I used to do their makeup and their hair for their weddings, wow. And now I'm doing the photography. Yeah.
Yeah. And we all draw on our past experience. I have said that a dozen times. So how many cameras do you take with you when you go do your wedding?
I take 2. I make sure that I have a backup camera, backup flash, backup batteries. I make sure I have 2 of everything, SD card. This way, if anything fails, camera stops working, I've got another one.
I know you do. You have a digital camera now. What type of camera did you start out with? And what's the difference between what you have versus your digital camera now?
What I used to have was the old film cameras, old Canon Rebel, and they were wonderful. But I'll tell you what I really love about digital. See, when you had the film camera, you couldn't see how the photo was coming out. You had to send the photos to get developed. And when you got them back, whether you liked one or you didn't like one, you don't remember what settings you used or anything unless you wrote it down. Yeah, that drove me crazy. So that's why I love the digital, because you see it right away. If you don't like it, you can do a redo and take it over, change the exposure. You have so much more control over the photo with digital than we did back in the film days.
I still love looking and seeing old cameras. Why don't you tell everybody one more time how they can get in touch with you?
You can get me on my website, CathyLeitePhotography.com. Or you can just reach me on Facebook at Cathy Leite Photography. That's probably the easiest.
Thank you, Cathy Leite, owner of Cathy Leite Photography, for being a guest on Woman Entrepreneur Spotlight. Appreciate you. Thank you for taking the time out and speaking with me today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You are welcome. Thank you for listening to Woman Entrepreneur Spotlight. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. For updates on my next interview, follow me on Facebook at Woman Entrepreneur Spotlight. Until then, keep being awesome.